fortnight. So the one thing that we seeing, obviously, to get these jobs in an aged care home, in an aged care facilities, the student must be required or must study the certificate 3 in individual support. So it is your basic entry level course. It is for 35 weeks, but it gives you the opportunity as a stepping stone into the industry. Then from there, they have the certificate 4 in aging support. Now, the difference between these two courses is that the certificate 4 in aging support specializes in disability. So it's just not old people, but it's old people who have a physical disability, a mental disability, hearing impairment, vision impairment. So all those sorts of disabilities, we actually cover that as part of the certificate 4 in aging support. And then lastly, within this area, we have the Diploma of Community Services, which is a 2-year program. So I'll just show you on the side over here. You can see these 3 pictures here. They're all actually pictures of our practical lab or a practical room here at CTI. So the first one over here is like a hospital bed, which has got a table, but it's got the breakfast table there or meals table. So whenever meals are being served, they're wheeled into the resident. We've got a wardrobe here for their clothes and for their linen. This is the dummy on the hospital bed that the students get to practice on, and then attached to the bedroom is an ensuite or a toilet that the students have to practice again. You can see a wheelchair there. You can see the toilet. You can see the hand sink. You can see even the shower here. So all of these facilities are provided so that the students get to practice in class before they actually go out to get the real job. Now, part of this course is that the students must um, do part of their placement, which we look after, which we provide. And it's a good thing that we provide these placements because when the students are placed, that actually leads to part-time jobs, full-time jobs. Some of our students are even getting sponsored at the moment as well. So it's a really, really good time to be in this industry, not only because they're paying well, because they are desperately looking for staff to come in and work with them. And that could lead to sponsorship opportunities, that could lead to residency options as well. Now, when it comes to Diploma of Community Services, the 2-year program, we at CTI are doing something different. We took a different stance last year and we decided to focus on mental health. Now, the reason we are focusing on mental health is because it is becoming a very pressing issue, not just here in Australia, not just anywhere in Asia, but globally. We are seeing that students are actually not only students but staff at the workplace. We're seeing people across the globe, whether they're young families or they're mature adults, they're all being impacted at the moment by mental health issues. So it's one of those things where we are recognizing certain units in there. So you can see that there's 2 units that are focusing on mental health within the course. They call Recognize and Respond Appropriately to Domestic and Family Violence, and then work with people with mental health issues. So this, like I said, are becoming very important issues, which is why we have now incorporated these units as part of the course here at CTI within the Diploma of Community Services. This course also has a placement component where the students are required to go out into the workplace and do a bit of placement. The next one we have is kitchen management and hospitality. Now, with this one, it's no different in terms of the certificate 4 packaged with the diploma of hospitality management. So it's a 2-year program. And we also have the advanced diploma of hospitality management, which is another extension of 2 years. Now, this one over here is hot because at the moment we have a lot of students enrolling in the package as well. Sometimes they come for the 3-course package, or sometimes they only wanted to the certificate 4 and the diploma first, and they may consider to do the advanced diploma at a later stage. However, so at Brisbane and Gold Coast, we have our own campus, we have our own kitchens, which means that the students have access to the practical facilities and equipment at the same place. So the classroom and the practical is done in the same place. You can see over here some happy faces, some food being presented. This is our toolkit, but we also provide the uniform for these students. So it includes the hat, the jacket, the knife kit, and even the shoes are provided as well. So, just to give you an idea, we really focus on French cuisine, Italian, and we do a little bit of Western and Eastern cuisine as well. This is what you're seeing over here is a menu for a five-course degustation. Obviously, you can see that the students get to practice with fish and prawns and duck, but they also actually get to practice with kangaroo. And sometimes they work with quail. So those exotic meats and those exotic proteins are also there so that we're training these chefs to be working in fine dining. So whether they stay in Australia or whether they go globally, we're teaching them some modern trends. So one of the things in the last couple of months is that CTI, just like mental health, with our kitchen management program, we have now started to shift towards conscious dining. And what do we mean by conscious dining? We're talking about vegan, vegetarian, and plant-based food. So we're training chefs now, not just to be trained in that Italian and that French cuisine, but we're also making sure that now, as the world progresses, advances. They're all about sustainable foods. They're all about healthy eating. We are now starting to focus on vegan dishes, vegetarian dishes, and plant-based dining, which is really, really important. So I'll just take you to the next slide, which shows you what we are doing. So these on the right hand side, you can see some pictures of the dishes being created, but I'll just take you through some of these dishes where we have actually used vegan, vegetarian, but plant-based food as well. So a dishi tofu, there's a pea and fennel risotto, there's blackened broccoli. The dessert over here is a raspberry and poached grape brulee. This dish over here is the gnocchi, so pan-fried gnocchi. It's got crispy kale at the top. It's got some pickled fennel, and then the sauce was actually pumpkin cream. So completely vegetarian or completely vegan, I should say, with only the option of using some plant-based protein in there. And then you've got satay tofu, vegan lasagna. So, like I said, our kitchen management students now, when they're applying from offshore, regardless of which city or which country, if they're very serious about doing certificate 4 in kitchen management with the diploma of hospitality management, what we're saying now is we're seeing a lot of people that have got a hospitality background in Indonesia. However, if they're wanting to study at CTI, they just need to show on their GS statement that they want to come and study at CTI because we are now focusing on vegan, vegetarian, and plant-based dining. So this is a little bit of our USP, where the students get to work on these subjects, they get to work on these units that they would not have had the opportunity to do so in Indonesia. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is even though that the student has a hospitality background or a cookery or a tourism background, and if they still want to study this course, we're just trying to tell the case officer, hey, look, CTI is the only provider that's focusing on these units, which is why the student wants to come to CTI, study these units, and then go back to their home country to contribute or get a better job or what have you, or maybe even travel the world. So this is becoming a very important part of what we're doing. And again, we are one of the very few providers, I should say, in Australia that's actually focusing on this vegan, vegetarian, and plant-based dining. Jobs, we assist students with plenty of jobs. This is just one example of what we do. We have tied up with an award-winning employment or hospitality recruitment group. which is now placing students in Greek restaurants, in Italian restaurants, in French restaurants. So students really have the opportunity to work across different places. And I've not seen a student unemployed for a very, very long time. If they're struggling to find a job, they always come approach us. But this is an exclusive partnership that we have with one of the biggest hospitality groups here in Queensland. The next area is IT. In IT, we have two different areas. We have the diplomas of IT and we have the advanced diplomas of IT. Now, with the diploma of IT, we have a general specialization and then we have advanced programming. And then with the advanced diploma of IT, we have the telecommunications network engineering specialization. So I'll start off with just giving you an idea of the diplomas first, which is at the top. Each of our diplomas, the diploma of IT General and the diploma of IT Advanced Programming, they're each 1 year or 52 weeks. And they don't, to study the general course, you do not require previous work experience. With the IT Advanced Programming, we don't ask for that previous work experience or that IT knowledge, but it's just good to have some background in maths or basic programming is always is recommended before you come into this program, just so that it makes some sense as you're going to be doing a lot of programming and coding. With the advanced diploma of IT, that is a 2 year program. So that is split up into two parts. The first part is very general, and then the second part you start to specialize in telecommunications network engineering. So that part of the course is really exciting because it's very hands-on. It's very practical. You get to do a lot of activities, a lot of exercises, a lot of simulations in class. We have our own lab here as well, and even at the Gold Coast campus, where students get the opportunity to really practice what they learn in class as well. Apologies. All right. So the next one over here is just giving you an idea of the opportunities that lie with the diploma of IT. Now, the diploma of IT, a lot of people don't know this, that the diplomas of IT, the general and even the advanced programming combined together, they can lead to a what we call a graduate visa. But it's a very what we call a light sort of assessment where students then need to do 1 year of full-time experience and then can get temporary skills in demand visa, which is the 482, which gives them 2 years, and then can be eligible for the employer nomination scheme, which is the 186. So this is what I'm trying to say with this diagram is that there is a possible pathway for students to get a graduate visa for 2 years based on just these two qualifications, the diploma of IT General and the diploma of IT Advanced Programming. So just keep that at the back of your mind. A lot of people are not aware of this. They think that the diplomas of IT have no options or no opportunities, but there are actually opportunities to get a skills assessment done with the Australian Computer Society, ACS, here in Australia. So the next one is the advanced diploma of IT. Now, like I said, it's the telecommunications network engineering course. We do things a little bit differently with our telecommunications network engineering program. So it is a 2 year program, but within the 2 year program, the students are required to produce a competency demonstration report, a CDR. Now, this CDR is really very, very important because when you have this report, you can then send it to Engineers Australia, who then send you this letter. Now, if you can see this letter, I'm not sure if it's very clear and visible, but this is basically a letter of approval from Engineers Australia saying that you are a qualified or you are a certified engineer, and then you're able then to apply for your permanent residency or in your next steps to permanent residency. Okay, so a lot of colleges in Australia won't do this as part of the course. You will have to do this additionally, pay additional fees. But here at CTI, we provide you with a ready to submit competency demonstration report. So what you are seeing over there at the side is a positive skills assessment outcome for one of our students that recently completed in September last year and then got this letter of approval from Engineers Australia. So, like I said, we just wanted to share that with you because it's really, really important to know and understand that the CDR, the Competency Demonstration Report, is an important piece of document as well. We're currently offering our students a complimentary micro-credential, a short course in AI. This is a complimentary course. This is just an add-on for students that are studying with us already. So once they come here, as you know, the importance of AI, this is nothing to do with programming or nothing to do with actually coding for AI, but just understanding how to better use and smartly use AI so that students can, whether they're using it for the future, for work, for the assessments, they're actually smarter in terms of how they actually apply AI. And the last area of study is the civil construction design programs. Within the civil construction, we have two programs. We have the Diploma of Civil Construction Design and then the Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction Design. Um, just to give you an idea, so it is really, really a busy time here in Queensland because we have the 2032 Olympics coming up here, which is only about 6 years away. But I know it looks like it's a long time away, but it's not. Projects have already started. The government has put billions of dollars into this economy. A lot of the games are going to happen in Brisbane and at the Gold Coast as well, which means there's going to be a lot of construction of new stadiums, new infrastructure, especially civil infrastructure. So your roads, your railways, there's going to be a multiple projects for which they need skilled labor. And at the moment, there is a shortage of skilled labor, which is why these two courses are very, very popular at the moment. So the diploma and the advanced diploma of civil construction design, it's a 2 year program. And you can see that we focus on mathematical techniques, we work on 3D modeling, we have a management of time, we have softwares that we work on, which is Space Gas and AutoCAD. And what you are looking at the end of the course when you graduate is a civil engineering draftsperson. So we do all of that here on campus. We even do soil testing, lab testing, and things like that, so that the students have a real life experience of what it's like to be a draftsperson when they actually graduate. Again, the CDR is very, very important, the competency demonstration report, because when the students provide this report and send it off for an assessment to Engineers Australia, they actually then get the letter of approval, like you saw before, saying that they are a qualified draftsperson or they're an approved civil engineering draftsperson. Pathways in Queensland, we have a very strong partnership with UniSQ, Southern Cross University, and the Griffith University. But we also have an ELICOS or English pathway with UIL, which is based in Brisbane, English Path, which is also based in Brisbane, and the Pacific English Study, which is based in Brisbane and Gold Coast. So that's my presentation. I am going to just throw it back um, to the team. But Berton, would you like to add anything on that I probably did not cover in my presentation? More, I think, around financials and what have you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna re-summarize everything in Bahasa, just in case, just to make a clear, information that is delivered by Rahul previously. Oke, jadi teman-teman dari agent partner Yes Education, ya tadi Rahul udah jelasin tentang programnya, but yang benar-benar jadi key selling pointnya kita adalah yang pertama kita affordable banget, affordable banget. Tuition fee-nya bisa dilihat. nanti kita akan sama-sama share. Uh, dan pembayaran tuition fee kita sangat fleksibel. Tapi di semester satu kita pasti mintanya teman-teman untuk bayar full tuition per semester lah gitu. Uh, Setelahnya kita kasih opsi untuk tuition fee-nya bisa dibayar per bulan. Jadi untuk satu semester pertama, tapi kalau teman-teman misalnya punya student bayar full semester, satu semester pertama itu kesulitan, sebenarnya kita fleksibel sih. Kita masih bisa usahakan untuk bayar kurang dari full first semester. Tapi akan sangat risky nanti semua visanya ya teman-teman. Paling nanti teman-teman sendiri yang akan konsul, kira-kira ini student backgroundnya oke atau enggak, secara financial background bagus atau enggak, layak enggak kita untuk terusin untuk bayar kurang dari eh, full semester tuition fee. Terus yang kedua, tadi Rahul udah mention sih, jadi aku cuma mau emphasize aja ya. Jadi ada dua industri yang berkembang banget dan sayangnya manpowernya sangat shortage, jadi sangat kekurangan tenaga kerja, yaitu di civil construction design sama di individual support. Jadi dua industri ini sayangnya ini kalau construction kan sebenarnya shortage-nya secara global ya. Secara global memang tenaga kerjanya sangat kurang. Tapi kalau di Australia individual support itu karena memang warga lokalnya juga sedikit sekali minatnya untuk mau kerja di bidang individual support, makanya mereka coba untuk impor lah dari luar ke dalam dan dapat kerjanya lebih gampang. Terus rate-nya lebih besar, $60 per jam. Ada salah satu student kita $60 per jam. Nah, kalau teman-teman nanti nanti kita sama-sama bahas soal tuition fee ya. $60 per jam itu sebenarnya kalau misalkan eh, sudah bekerja di Australia dan kerja di Australia itu bisa bayar tuition fee sama biaya hidupnya langsung di Australia, ya kan? Hitung aja 48 hours per fortnight artinya 96 jam per bulan dikali $60. Nah, tuition fee kita itu sebulannya itu kan tadi saya bilang ya, kalau bisa dibayar per bulan installment. Nah, sebulannya itu cuma seribuan, 1000 something, 1100, 1200 per bulannya. Nah, untuk eh, biaya hidup, again, I want to bring this information that if you travel in Queensland, like travel with public transportation, for one trip everywhere, one trip is only 50 cents. So if, yeah, the 50 cent will get you from one place to another place. Wherever you want to go for one trip, it's only 50 cents. And that applies for the round trip. So for round trip, it's only $1. So living cost in Brisbane is really, really affordable lah. So itu tadi Queensland biaya hidup bisa 50% comparisonnya dengan Sydney atau Melbourne. Dan tadi biaya hidupnya udah oke. Ada individual support yang kasih potensi earning lebih tinggi dibanding cuma kerja di Woolies atau di restoran gitu ya. Terus yang jadi lanjutan adalah tadi tripnya itu mau kemana pun sebenarnya cuman $1 untuk round trip. Jadi lokasi tempat tinggal nggak mesti di Metro City jadinya kan. Kalau misalnya di Metro City lebih mahal, agak geser aja ke suburb. Mungkin makan waktu lebih banyak, tapi secara apa namanya? Secara biaya transport kan cuma $1 ya jadinya per one round trip gitu. Jadi benar-benar affordable gitu. Dan again teman-teman anak-anak eh, Olympics is coming by. Jadi Olimpik udah dekat banget, construction sudah mulai dibangun dan ini benar-benar waktu yang tepat lah 6 tahun memang, tapi 6 tahun kan pembangunan dimulai dari sekarang dan tenaga kerja juga udah mulai diserap dari sekarang juga. Bahkan sebelum lulus anak-anak kita juga udah di hire sama, udah ditunggu lah untuk lulus sampai di hire full time untuk ngerjain construction project di daerah Queensland, dimanapun itu, gak cuma di Brisbane, Gold Coast, Cairns dan area lainnya itu udah mulai ada pembangunan. Gitu. So we're open for question and answer.
All
Giving
right.
back.
Thank you, Rahul and Berton, and for the explanations. I got a quick questions about I'm a bit interesting about the IT pathways for to get the 485 visa. It's really interesting. Can we go back to the slides for the IT pathway to get the 485 visa? kalian juga buat teman-teman mau ingetin lagi bahwa question and answer sudah dibuka. Jadi kalau teman-teman ada yang mau bertanya, boleh silakan ketik di kolom chat box atau di Q&A atau boleh tanya langsung. Nanti tinggal info ke saya. Nanti saya mau bisa tanya langsung. Yeah, that one, the previous one, the white background. Yes, this one. Yeah, that's very interesting. So the students only study for 52 plus 52. So students only study for 2 years, right? For IT general and advanced diploma, right?
Yeah, so with this one, the students do the diploma of IT,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to do both of these qualifications. So they have to do the diploma of IT general and the diploma of IT advanced programming. And what happens is, because they've got these subjects, what happens is Australian Computer Society have said that the students must study within the package, must have at least more than 50% of IT units
Mm.
uh, in their qualification, and obviously must be close to about 2 years. Then they're eligible for a graduate visa 485, which gives them another year and a half, 1.5 year to stay back in Australia. Now, what happens in that 1.5 year? If the student gets 1 year full-time work experience, so after they graduate, they get 1 year of full-time work experience, that leads to a temporary skills demand visa, which is the 482, which gives them another 2 more years in Australia. And if they can continue that full-time work for 2 years, then they get what they call an employee nomination. So then the employer can then sponsor them for under the ENS, as we call it, for the 186 visa. So this is what we call a very light pathway, or a very light skills assessment. It's not a full skills assessment, like cookery gets you 2 years, or the telecommunications network engineering course that leads to direct pathways to graduate visa and then residency. This one, what we call, is a light skills assessment. So the student's first step is to just apply for the graduate visa, and then to work from there in a full-time capacity, and then look for sponsorship with that particular employer, if that makes sense.
All right. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
Beton.
a lot of people
Uh,
don't know about this, that there's
yeah.
this temporary graduate visa assessment. But like I said, it is not popular like cookery, or like telecommunications, network engineering, or even like civil construction design,
Mm.
because those courses lead directly to permanent residency opportunities.
Sure.
This one does
Sure.
not, it's like aged care. It does not lead directly, but there is like a indirect, or like a backdoor entry to the graduate visa.
Correct. For
Yeah.
the advanced diploma, if after the students graduate from advanced diploma of IT, would it be possible the students continuing to get the bachelor program, let's say for the Griffith University or USQ?
Yes, yeah. So students graduating, so the one, that package that we have from offshore is only with UniSQ.
Hmm.
Um, for the diplomas of IT, advanced diplomas of IT, hospitality is also an option as well. And we've got business and project management as an articulation pathway. So yes, students can apply from offshore, but only with UniSQ. For Griffith University and Southern Cross University, it is onshore only.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Rahul, we have one question from Miss Era.
Yeah.
From Era. Is there any maximum age for diploma program?
Uh, Look, I'm going to say it's very hard at the moment. Yeah, this year they started being very strict again, from offshore. I'd like to say, obviously, we're looking at students in that 18 to, that have just graduated with no gaps and things like that. However, I'd like to cap it at maybe 30, no more
30.
than
All
30
right.
years of age. Yeah. Berton?
Yeah, I think 30 is acceptable. It depends though. I mean, if the student history is very clear for us to understand, then we might consider the application. But if there is a very significant gap and the student cannot explain what they're doing at that moment, then it will cause us a problem. I mean, it's not only us that's gonna be, the reputation is gonna be, ruined. You as the agent also,
Mm.
they will think that, I mean, in terms of visa rejection, if you got a lot of rejection on your side, then your reputation will be ruined every day. So it's just something that we want to avoid. If you can have a student with clear background, clear information. We're not saying that we're very strict with age. We're just trying to protect each other, you as our agent partner and yes agent partner as well. And us as an institution, we want to keep our reputation at high level so a student can go to us in the future. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
I think the profile is going to be very important. We want to make sure, if they've graduated a few years ago, they've been working in the industry, then what's been happening, I think when we were in Bali, we saw a lot of demand for hospitality programs because of our vegan, vegetarian, plant-based units, lot of these staff that are working in these hotels, good hotels, they don't have exposure to these units, so they wanted to learn, dishes and how to work in that vegan, vegetarian, plant-based. So, if they can prove that there's some progression, that it makes sense that they want to come to Australia and study these units and then go back so that they can continue working in these resorts and these hotels. If they can show that they've got a job letter from, their employer with a salary and things like that, that will make a very strong case for that potential candidate.
yeah,
All right.
because in some experience, I mean, there is no specific classification of who can apply for the student visa and get approved by the Doha. Because in some cases, uh, mature students got rejected, but other some cases, mature students application are approved. So, but there is no specific information. It's just a random check by the immigration. So there is a risk of that. So if you want to consider mature students application.
What about the visa rejections previously? If the students got any visa rejections in the background, do you still accept it?
You mean like refused and then reapply, or refused like
Yes.
not?
Yeah.
Look, our policy is generally not to reapply, because we believe that the case officer has already made up their mind. That's just my philosophy, and I've adopted that for the last couple of years because
Mm.
I think they don't change their mind. Once they've made up their mind, they've made up their mind, unless the reasons for refusal were really silly, where the case officer has missed the medicals or has forgotten or has overlooked a particular document when actually the document was submitted. So we have seen those errors come through from Home Affairs, where they just forgot to look at the medicals, and they said, "Oh, the applicant has not attached their medicals," when it was clearly there. So on those grounds and for those reasons, we let the student reapply because the student 24 hours later they had their visa granted. So in those specific situations and circumstances, yes, we will apply and let the student reapply. But apart from that, if they're saying no, where there's no genuine case or the student hasn't done enough, like I saw one yesterday where the officer says the student did not do enough research, we won't let that student reapply because I think they've already formed an opinion.
All right. All right. Buat teman-teman, apakah ada lagi yang ingin tanyakan? Bertrand Rahul, sorry. Can we go to the tuition fees?
Um, I'll let Berthon share that with
Mm.
with the team. I don't have that accessible at the moment, but we could do, I think, is we've shared that with Farid, I think, before. I'm not sure when we met.
If you want me
Uh,
to present that now, I can do it.
yes, please, if you got that button handy with you, and the intake schedule as well,
Yeah. So I'm gonna zoom in.
or just that first page. Yeah.
There you go. So, as I mentioned previously, our tuition fee is very affordable. Like this is for the certificate individual support. It only takes place for 6 months and it only costs 6,000 Australian dollar. So we always ask students if the student is looking for a post-study work visa option, then we always recommend students to take certificate 3 in individual support and then package it with diploma of community service. So the advantage of doing it after completing the certificate 3, student can work in individual support center or aged care center where the minimum payment will be different for those who are working in a restaurant or convenience store, something like that. So during the diploma of community service, the student will be working at the aged care center already. So yeah, for our diploma of leadership, this is our leadership and project management courses. This is for the full duration. For 1 year, it only costs 8,000. And the diploma of project management, there's a 400 Australian dollar difference. But I'll show you the package. We also offer package of doing a package program. So as Rahul mentioned previously, this has to be packaged with diploma of IT general and advanced diploma, uh, advanced programming. So two diplomas, sorry. Okay. If you look at the whole tuition fee options, the construction design probably the most expensive ones that we offer to students. But it's still though, I mean, even though this is the most expensive of all the programs we offer, it's still affordable compared to, if you want to compete us with other institutions, this is still affordable options, right? So this is for 1.5 years, it's only 23,500 Australian dollar. Meals, if we divide this into three, then yeah, it's probably around 5,000, 6,000 per semester. I don't know, 7,000 to 8,000 per semester, which is still affordable as for a construction design course.
Mm.
And again, I will say this that uh, the reason why we require students to pay the full amount in the first semester is just for the visa matters. Let us know you are the one who is, you the one who know who your student is in background, financial capability. If they couldn't afford to, pay the full first semester fee, then let us know. We will consider the student. I mean, there is an option of paying less than that. So yeah, for the index, we have pretty much every month. So I'll share this to February and Farid. So this will be there was there is a group for your agent partner, right? So maybe this will be shared in that group as well. So this is the intake dates we open for enrollment pretty much every month. And yeah, and good thing about us, the maximum attendance that we require from students is 2 days a week. Some of the program are only 1 day a week, but just say 2 days a week just to put it in a safe spot. 2 days a week, and the rest of the week the student can do whatever they want. Yep. And the package. So the package, as I mentioned previously, If you want to, this is the package uh will give the cheaper option. Like if the student is willing to package the certificate for kitchen management and hospitality management, then will only cost 23,000 for 2 years. That means that for a year it's only 11,500. 5,500 per year for a hospitality management course. It is very affordable, I'm gonna tell you. And construction design, yep. If you saw previously, if it's a standalone program, then it will cost 23,000 Australian dollar. But if it's a package, it's only 30,000. So the duration is also 2 years. After this, 30,000, only 15,000 per year. It's still affordable, right? And yeah, certificate three package with diploma of community service. It will require students to take 2.5 years of studying, and it only costs 23,500. 23,500 divided by 5 means the semester tuition fee only costs like 30 to no 3,000 to 4,000 per semester only. You can calculate by yourself. So if you have the opportunity to earn $60 per hour for a month, it's a 96 hour. 96 hour times by 60. You can calculate yourself. And our tuition fee is only 4,000 per semester per 6 months. Means that if you are required to pay it in a monthly basis, then it's only like what 800, 700 per month, around that number. So it's a very affordable option. 800, 700 per month. Yep, that's it. This tuition fee, this will be shared to you guys. If you have any question, please let us know. All
Yeah,
the
Breton, we have another questions
Yeah,
from Q&A asking about visa level of CTI.
we are level
Level
2.
two,
Yep.
Level 2?
Yeah.
All right. Minimum age? What about the
18.
minimum age?
18, 1 8, 18.
18, 18. Okay. So, Berton, if the students, kita tahu ya ada bahwa di Indonesia itu inquiry banyak students dari SMA, gap year, lalu mereka mungkin kerja atau mungkin apa, tapi belum S1, itu masih boleh kah ngambil diploma?
Masih kok boleh.
Mungkin sebelum 30 kali ya.
Sebelum 30 sama sebenarnya gap year-nya harusnya keisi sama activity apa gitu. Itu sih yang
Hmm.
kita takutin kalau dia nggak mention dia nggak ngapa-ngapain itu malah jadi risky
As
tuh.
long dia bisa proof buktinya dia ngapain, should be
Yes.
okay kan?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Alright, guys, if there any questions? Kalau ada pertanyaan lagi, boleh ditanyakan sebelum saya mengakhiri sesi hari ini. So guys, is there any question? If not, then thank you Bertrand and Rahul for today's training. I
Thank
hope we
you.
can meet for the other next time.
No worries. Thank you, Farid, and good to see you again. And Farid for facilitating and organizing this. I think it's a good start. And of course, if there's anything like Berthon said, just reach out to any one of us. The details will be provided by Berthon, and along with that price list. And in that price list, you'll also see intake dates. Now we have,
Yes.
if you saw that, we have monthly intakes for most of our courses. So it allows that opportunity to even pick a date that is suitable for the student or the client. So that's another a good selling point as well.
Yeah.
Right.
All
All right.
right, fantastic. Thanks, guys, for
Thank you.
letting us do
Thank you,
this.
Thank
Bertrand,
you,
Rahul.
Rahul. Thank you,
Thanks.
Bentong. Thank you
Thank
Thanks,
all.
you.
Mas Farid,
Bye.
Mas
Thank
Febri.
you.
Ya,
Thank you.
thank you,
Thank you.
Mas
Bye bye.
Bentong.
Terima kasih teman-teman yang sudah hadir. pagi hari ini. Terima kasih. Sampai jumpa lagi di training dari Yes Education berikutnya. Sampai jumpa. Thank you.